Introduce the team behind me. Chief of County Detectives from my office, Detective Gregory Beidler. To his right is Chief of Special Victims, Kristen McElroy from the Bucks County District Attorney's Office. Detective John Beck from the Middletown Township Police Department. Detective Nick Moffitt from the Newtown Township Police Department. Assistant District Attorney David O'Byrne from my office. And finally, Chief Joseph Bartarillo from the Middletown Township Police Department. We are here today, yet again, to report the arrest of an individual where the allegations involve facts that this individual was preying upon children. What's particularly concerning about this case is the allegations involve abuse that spans several years and having began over 20 years ago. 49-year-old piano instructor Timothy Shea from Plumstead Township was arrested for several counts of indecent assault involving children under the age of 13 and for corruption of minors. The allegations involved abuse that occurred while he was giving piano instructions to children in their home in Bucks County. He was arraigned on February 14th, where he faces charges 4 counts of indecent assault of children less than 13 and corruption of the morals of minors. All of the boys in this case were incredibly young, the youngest being just 5 years old when the sexual abuse occurred. What is equally as concerning is the fact that the abuse for all 4 victims occurred on multiple occasions. One victim describes having been victimized 30 to 50 times, while under the guise of receiving piano instructions. We praise all of the victims for disclosing their abuse, and we praise the mandated reporter who initially provided the cyber tip to Detective Beck and the work that the law enforcement on this case has done. That is why Bucks County remains a safe community. We will not abide by sex offenders using our children for their own deviant sexual gratification. It's the work of the men and women behind me that provide that assurance that we will seek out every predator and hold them accountable. I commend the investigative work. Again, I commend the victims and I commend the community, but it's most important now we need your help. We need the public's help. This individual was teaching lessons as recently as a week ago. So we have concerns that there may likely be more victims. So it's very important that anyone who has information, please provide that information to Detective John Beck of the Middletown Township Police Department to the numbers provided. Again, anyone with information, we encourage you to come forward and we thank you for your support in what this team does to protect our community. I'm going to turn it over to Chief Joseph Bartarillo.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Chief Joe Bartarella of the Middletown Township Police Department. First, I want to recognize and thank Middletown Township Police Department Detective John Beck, Newtown Township Police Department Detective Nick Moffitt, for their dedication and tireless efforts in this comprehensive investigation, very involved investigation. Their thoroughness and commitment ensured that the victims who bravely came forward had the opportunity to seek justice after the horrific crimes committed against them. I also want to extend my gratitude to all the police departments across Bucks County who worked alongside Detectives Beck and Moffitt throughout this case, as well as DA Shorn and the Bucks County District Attorney's Office. A special thank you to both Assistant District Attorneys here today, Kristen McElroy and David O'Byrne, for their relentless pursuit of justice in this case. This arrest is an important step forward, but our work is not done. There are any other victims, no matter how long ago these crimes took place or where they occurred. We want to hear from you. Your voice matters. You will remain anonymous throughout the process, and we will do everything in our power to support you and pursue justice on your behalf. Given the pattern of abuse we've uncovered, we strongly believe there may be other victims. If you or someone you know was harmed by this individual, please come forward. contact the Middletown Township Police Department or the Bucks County District Attorney's Office. To the survivors who have already come forward, you have shown incredible strength, and we commend your courage. This case serves as a reminder that justice has no expiration date. We remain committed to seeking accountability for those who prey on the vulnerable. So if there are any questions, because it's in the prosecution stage at this point, I'm going to refer all questions to the District Attorney's Office. Thank you.
So this case seems to come together pretty quickly with the number of victims. I guess how did the affiants and the DA's office track down 4 victims so quickly?
Excellent police work. You know, I think we've proven in the past that we will breathe new life into cases even if they're decades old. And we know based on the allegations here that the crime stemmed 26 years ago is when the first offense was alleged to have occurred. And so it's thanks to the work of these individuals behind me.
Can you speak to the idea of the mandated reporter who comes forward and starts it?
I'll speak in very general terms, but individuals by operation of law who interact with other individuals are mandated to report allegations of child abuse, whether it's sexual or physical, and it does not, as Chief Bartolome said, expire. So an individual mandated reported this about one of the victims, and all of the victims subsequently came forward. And what's really important to note is the 2 victims from Middletown don't know the 2 victims from Newtown Township, yet their account of their victimization is so eerily similar, and that just speaks volumes as to what occurred in the pattern.
How old are these folks now, these 4 individuals?
They're adults. They're adults now.
Young adults?
They're adults, mature. I mean, it's hard to kind of. You're young,
Yeah.
maybe. So yes,
yeah.
they're all adults, and just by doing the math, they were young children when it occurred, and adults now, having disclosed. Can you tell us about the Facebook page? Are you using this as any part of your investigation, his personal page, and how he may have been reaching the victims? Yes, he was using Facebook to solicit more lessons. He taught at a location in town here in Doylestown, but also was using Facebook to solicit lessons. And you know, it's so scary. Again, this week we just had another press conference where individuals were using social media to access kids. So it really is happening at alarming rates.
You said the oldest case is 26 years. What's the most recent case?
The most recent case is still quite old, and so that's why we have grave concerns. It's not at all uncommon for children to never report abuse until late in adulthood. And that's why the statute of limitations in PA was expanded to someone's 50th birthday, because we all know and we see all too often that's when disclosures happen. The grooming is so effective in these cases that the children don't understand what is happening is wrong. And when they do, there's a shame and stigma associated. So again, not at all uncommon to have a disclosure made late in adulthood.
Can you touch more on the cyber tip? Did that have to do with this Facebook page? And also, where in Doylestown did the abuse occur?
So specifically, the abuse occurred at a music location here in Doylestown Borough, guitars and skateboards. I have to emphasize, they have been more than cooperative. And again, no fault lays with them. This individual was a wolf in sheep's clothing and using his talents as a piano instructor to access children for his deviant gratification.
Is he still behind bars at this hour? Bail, anything like that?
Yeah, his bail presently, he is incarcerated at the Bucks County Correctional Facility. Bail was set at $1 million, 10% by Judge Galloway, and that's where he remains.